And it's probably not going to make you feel too good to know that many of the best known and most influential Bible scholars of our day are not believers. They simply see the Bible as a specialized kind of ancient literature. And they've made it their careers, their career field, their life's work to analyze it. If some of them claim to be believers, then I think you will very soon question that sincerity, or even what they mean by identifying themselves as Christians. These scholars belong to what is loosely called the school of Bible criticism. However, there has arisen a branch of Bible criticism called the school of higher criticism, and these we might classify in our common day terms of being the most liberal of theologians. Now, I'm not going to get into all the nuances here. I'm not going to start naming names. I just want you to hear and to be familiar with these terms, so that when you hear of a scholar being called a Bible critic, or he's part of the higher criticism academia, you're going to factor that in when you read their work. I want to summarize this. The vast bulk of Bible commentaries and Bible scholars for the last century do not accept the supernatural. They only accept the natural and the humanly rational. Therefore, they do not accept the possibility of miracles, nor do they accept that there is such a thing as prophecy that can predict the future. So what do you imagine their position might be on the book of Daniel? Sadly, even our most fundamental and conservative Christian colleges and seminaries have fallen to the enormous pressure to question the supernatural and miraculous character of the Bible, and especially that of Daniel. Daniel is probably the most critically scrutinized and dismissed book of the Bible. Thus, among other accusations, the book of Daniel is said to have not been created by Daniel, the exile from Judah, who became a member of the Babylonian king's royal court. Rather, the book of Daniel, they say, is an interesting and clever fraud that was written during the terrible times that Israel suffered under the hand of the tyrant Antiochus Epiphanes at about the time of the Maccabean rebellion, which is around 165 BC. It was written to give the Jewish people of that time hope. Why do they arrive at that conclusion? Now, please pay very close attention, and this is going to slip right by you. Even though there is no good evidence, there is no proof of any kind of their assertion that Daniel was written long after the predictions that it supposedly contained had been fulfilled. It's only logical, rational, natural conclusions that can be reached, since the number one premise that they hold is they approach the study of Holy Scripture in that there is no such thing as the supernatural, there is no such thing as divine miracles, there is no such thing as predictive prophecy. Now, imagine if you or I approach the Bible and our Christian faith like that. How does one call himself a believer if you don't even believe in the spiritual sphere? What happens if you don't believe the Bible is the truth? How can you believe in Jesus Christ if you destroy the very foundation for believing who he is, the divine Messiah, the Son of God? And the foundation is that he fulfilled all those predictive prophecies of a coming Messiah.